Have you ever been in a conversation with an absolute stunner and you just didn't know what to do next? Well, guess what? I just did a seminar in Las Vegas talking about the structure of conversation. So if you want to know what to do in the beginning, what to do, in the middle and at the end, then this video is for you. So let's get right into it, baby. So quickly, within about a couple minutes, I want to explain the structure, which Sam kind of covered. But I just want to go through it a little bit more systematically. So when you're in the conversation, you know exactly where you are, right? And if you f it up, you know where you f it up, right? So first thing is the first impression, right? As the guy said, you want to smile, good eye contact. There's also two other ones, which is really important: enthusiasm, right? Because she doesn't know you. You guys are all successful guys, but when she sees you for the first time, she has no idea who you are. Right? Sam mentioned about posture, fashion, obviously it's really important, but that enthusiasm, imagine you just won $1 million in the casino. How would you approach her? You just be like, you'd be having the best day of your life, right? And that will draw her in. That would draw her into you, right? Just like, if you wanted to make a friend and this guy was super successful, very positive, you probably want to be his friend. Compared to like a homeless dude, be like, okay, I take some money, just leeching value from you. You don't want to be around him, right? So that's the first impression. And then the next one is the voice projection. It's really important. More probably in louder environments. She has to hear you. If she doesn't hear you, it's game over, right? And then the next part is the attraction. So you open, what's the typical sticking point in game, right? Guys go into comfort. Oh, what's your name? Where are you from? How old are you? I've been doing that, when I started as well. It's just, the first thing we do is just we go into question mode because we don't know what we're doing. But as Sam said, you want to make assumptions. It's really important to give value, right? Questions take value, assumptions give value. And the best way to do it is cold read. Or from the way you look, or from accent, as Sam said, from your accent, you're from there. This is by far the hardest part of game, attraction, right? Once you get that right, the rest of it is not as difficult, right? That you go into comfort. So attraction, just to summarize, you've got the teasing, you've got challenging, you've got the banter. The most important thing you need to think about in attraction is taking the validation away, right? That's what attraction is. Because what happens is, you meet a stunner in Vegas, she's got guys giving her compliments, free drinks, free food, giving a validation. Instagram, if you look at comments, it's just like, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, I love you, whatever. And when you guys take the validation away from her, she's like, this guy's on my level. Whereas if you, as Sam said, if you put her on a pedestal, she's like, oh, I had that before. He's another of these ones where you're just throwing compliments to left and right. And, it's not a proper conversation. So this is what you want to do, is take the validation away. And it's not easy to do, right? This is, as I mentioned, it's the hardest part. Just some easy ways to do it is, stereotypes is really good to use to teasing, right? So, let's say she's from Texas, you'd be like, oh, did you, bring your horse here, And the stereotypes you can use for every, in Europe, we have a lot of stereotypes that we use for different countries. Obviously in the States, you have different states, right? So you use the stereotypes for that. And then challenging, you just disagree. If she goes, oh, I prefer, New York to Miami, and maybe you prefer Miami, you have to let her know that you disagree on that point. Because what guys do, they get into this agreeable, conversation. She's like, whatever, she hates Vegas, and the guy loves Vegas. Oh yeah, I don't really like Vegas as well, right? Because what guys believe is connection gets attraction, right? You believe that if you guys, are the same, she will become attracted to you, but it's actually the disconnection. Like if you turn around and said, oh yeah, she's in finance, you're in finance. Oh no, me and you won't get along. We're way too similar, right? That's what attraction is. It's not by saying, oh, you're in finance, I'm in finance too. Oh, wow, what kind of finance do you do? This is what you really want to be practicing. This was my biggest sticking point. The clients that I teach, biggest sticking point by far is this part. And so I just go very quickly into why attraction happens in this way. Is because attraction happens in a part of the brain, which is the emotional brain, the croc brain. Right? Not the logical brain. So when you're like, where are you from? What do? You're talking to the logical brain. But if you make a joke, oh, you look like a cute flamingo, like, you're about to fly away, right? You're talking to the emotional brain. So just like when you see an attractive girl with a booty, with a tits, you're like, man, this is, this one's for me. it's not your logical brain telling you that, it's your emotional brain, because dating is an emotional experience, right? So that's why you want to have that emotional conversation in the beginning. And then after, you could do all the boring stuff that you shouldn't do in the beginning, like, oh, so what brings you to Vegas and that kind of stuff. All right, good luck, guys.